All right, race fans, welcome to TurnLeftTV. Be ready for some high-speed action tonight. I'll step on the gas. All right, race fans, welcome to Kentucky Speedway. We had a 100-lap race tonight. It's season 5. It's race number 2 of the season. And is it November? Oh my gosh. Well, it's Kentucky tonight, man. Great track, wide track. A lot of room to race here, and early in the season, might be some guys taking some risks tonight. This is a fun track, man. Who's got what it takes to bring home the victory? Well, there's only one way to find out, and that's watch it right here, baby, on TurnLeftTV. Well, it's the high-octane Racing League Buschwackers Xfinity Series. It's Kentucky Speedway tonight, a 100-lap race, race number 2. Let's get this party started. All right, thank you so much for joining me here on TurnLeftTV. Appreciate you spending a Friday night with us. Kentucky Speedway tonight, a 100-lap race. It's race 2 and a great 1.5-mile track, man. A lot of room to race here. A lot of guys really like this track. One of my favorite tracks, I'll be honest with you. I'm your host, Heath Johnson, broadcaster, commentator here at TurnLeftTV. At about, well, we have a little less than 15 minutes, about 8 minutes left to go in the practice section, to be honest with you. Tonight's race is brought to you by EliteHostingUSA.com. Are you interested in an rFactor 2 server for your race league? There are 3 self-managed server packages for you to choose from. How about hosting your website? Those also available through EliteHostingUSA.com. We'll take a look at the schedule. Of course, this is race 2. Phoenix was a great one last week. Kentucky, I think, is going to be another great one. A lot of side-by-side racing here. Some strategy, maybe pit strategy will come into play tonight. We'll be at North Wilkesboro, a little short track action in race number 3. You see Pocono, that tricky triangle coming up on November the 21st. That's a fun track, man. Well, except for me. I hate the track, but the guys really do seem to like it. That's race 4. It's the Indy. Other similar deal there, right? Pocono, Indy, similar in some respects. A couple corners there. California coming up on December the 5th. Man, are we closing in on December? That's the second half of the season. Nazareth Speedway on December the 12th. You see Daytona for the Frosty 200. 80-lap race there on December the 19th. We'll have some prizes for our participants from the race league. Memphis is going to be a non-points race because it's the day after Christmas. And we'll just get out and have some fun. Texas Motor Speedway coming up on January the 2nd to finish up the season. So a great season headed your way here in the Buschwackers Series. Thank you so much for joining me here on the YouTube channel. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up button. Subscribe if you haven't done so, and smash the bell. You'll get updates on when races are going live. So I appreciate everybody's support, man. Whether you've been here from the beginning, somewhere in between, or you're brand new, to the channel. Thank you. Please come back and watch. Invite your friends to come out. Share the videos with all your friends. The link to the channel. And don't forget, man, if you'd like to put a donation there, I've got a link in the description of the race. You can buy me a big, ginormous coffee. I love coffee. We will go to qualifications here, and when we hit about 6 minutes left on the clock, just to let you know where we're at. And we do have some chatters in here. Of course, Gilmar is back. Oh my gosh, Gilmar, let me know. Did I see you in the server a little while ago? If so, let me know, and I'll help you out getting your name fixed and so forth. So I thought I might have seen you. You were in the Gilmar car. So good to see Gilmar back out and going. Givaldo, of course, starting us off. Thank you, Givaldo, and good luck to him tonight. He'll be in the 68 car. Saturday Night Thunder will be in action at Michigan. Man, it seems like forever since we've been to Michigan. 90-lap race, the Next Gen Series, race 4. And that's Michigan in the Saturday Night Thunder Next Gen coming up tomorrow at 9 p.m. Tough Trucks will be back in action at North Wilkesboro on Wednesday, November the 12th for race number 4, 135-lap race. A great short track. Going to be a lot of side-by-side racing. There's a tire rule in this series too, so guys are going to have to kind of find a happy medium between aggressiveness and tire save strategy. So we'll see how that one works out. That's coming up on Wednesday, November the 12th. Have we taken a look at the track here at Kentucky? Like I said, it's 1.5 miles, and it is wide. It's a little flat compared to some of the other 1.5 miles on the schedule. Turns 1 and 2 banking at 17 degrees, 3 and 4 at 14 degrees. And a lot of room to race here, but it is, it can be a little tough on tires if you overdrive things. And there's going to be some good side-by-side racing tonight, so that lends itself to a little bit more aggressive driving. So we'll have to kind of keep our eye on that as well. But a great track, man, located in Sparta, Kentucky. It's 1.5 miles here at Kentucky. Step on the gas. We're going to go when the clock hits 6 minutes. Qualifications. So just about 3 minutes left to go. That'll give us a chance to take a look at the point standings after one race. A little bit of a lighter crowd last week, so Preston Hassel got the big win. Ed Palumbo and Art Vieta, they're tied for the second position. Sean Jacobs and Gordon Carter tied for fourth. Givaldo Spindola is sixth. John Stanley 7th. 8th is Jesus Iglesias, Julio Caligari 9th, and Craig Marizan is in 10th. Coming into tonight's race, there's the top 10. We've got about a minute and a half left before we go to qualifications. Take a look at Tony Furtado in the 9. Well, we'll take a look at my keys to the race here tonight as we watch Tony Furtado make some laps here. Braking is pretty important here at Kentucky, man. To kind of set yourself up for the corner. Get the car set up so you can get a good run through the corner. Tire management, big deal here. Like I said, this track lends itself to aggressive driving. Rule that side-by-side racing. You're going to have a lot of that tonight with a lot of room. Corner exits really important, and then find a rhythm here at Kentucky as well. This is a little bit of a rhythm track, but like I said, there's a lot of room to race here at this track. Should be a good one. Yeah, like 2 in the morning. All right, these guys headed to the qualification session. So they get 2 time laps, get an in lap, a 2 time laps, and an out lap. And for the qualifications here to set the field. It looks like maybe Eugene Fedorov is our first qualifier. Driving the 84 car tonight. Eugene Fedorov likes to go camping, likes to go out to the cabin and takes the wife and kids and the dogs. Wants to do a lot of hiking and just kind of getting off the grid, man. What a great guy. Really nice dude. Been knowing Eugene for a long time. And he's out here mixing it up. It's got to be like 3 o'clock in the morning there, man. That's the dedication that Eugene shows when he can race with us. He's out here. Take a look at the time there. 31.529 for Eugene Fedorov. How about Ed Palumbo in the 54, the Mellow Yellow sponsor machine? Let's see where Ed Palumbo lands on his out lap for Eugene Fedorov. Getting out early, getting a time in. 31.529 for Eugene Fedorov. Ed Palumbo in the Mellow Yellow sponsor number 54 car. Gordon Carter up there as well. Gordon Carter up to the 2nd position. Now Tony Furtado taking up the grid. 31.464 for Tony Furtado. Ed Palumbo. Mellow Yellow sponsor machine. Let's see where he lands. Fedorov to the top of the grid. Back up there, 4:02 for Fedorov. And Palumbo in his first time lap. Preston Hassel with the 31.396. Ed Palumbo down on the apron. Here's Fair in the qual. 31.267 right there. 267. 67. 67. Jamaldo Spittle in the 68. Let's see where he lands. 32.868. Little work to do there for Javaldo. How about Dana Grover in the 89? Top time at Palumbo, 31.267. How about this? 31.395 for Dana Grover. Right now, P3. Preston Hassel. Let's see where he's at. I don't know if he's got another lap in him. It looks like he's finished. So Dana Grover got one more lap there, I think. And let's see where this one lands. Sector number 1. Not quite up to snuff there in Sector 1. Sector 2 a little bit back, and he backs off. So looks like it's just that one qualification lap, and it looks like Ed Palumbo will get the pole position. All right, these guys are going to have the drivers' meeting, so it looks like qualifications are finished effectively. I suspect we'll get a couple more drivers joining us up in the warm-up session, I hope, but we've got changed times there, so it's going to be a little bit hard for some of our Brazilian brothers here, so I know they're +2, so that helps, or doesn't help us, doesn't help them. All right, thank you so much for joining me here on TurnLeftTV. Appreciate you being here, and let's get this party started.
checkered flag to the pounding sound in the bushwhackers. Legends are found. Heath Johnson's voice booming through the chaos. Every lap of battle, never gonna pause. Steel and fire, the rivals collide. This is the racing where legends ride. Rev it up, feel the tower. Let the engine scream. High octane racing, living every dream. TurnLeft TV's watching under neon light. We're taking it to the edge in the dead of night. No limits, no fear, just throttle and drive. Chasing glory, feeling alive. Stars of the league, leaving trails of smoke. In the high octane, the fire's woke. So raise your fist, scream out loud. In this race, we're part of the crowd. TurnLeft TV, where heroes are made. And bushwhackers, legends won't fade.
All right, we're back. Thank you for joining me here on TurnLeft TV. Tonight, we have the High Octane Racing League Buschwackers Series. It is race number 2 of the season, 100-lap race, and we've just finished the qualification session. These guys are headed over to the warm-up session for a 10-minute warm-up, and then we will go live. So this is race 2, 100-lap race here in Kentucky. I'm your host, Heath Johnson, and this is TurnLeft TV. Let's take a look at the qualification results. Qualifying in P1 is Ed Palumbo in the 54 car. The 9 of Tony Furtado outside row 1. See Dana Grover in the Toyota in the 89 Fireball Flash sponsored Toyota will start in P3. Preston Hassel starts in that 27 car in the 4th position. Eugene Fedorov, good to see old Eugene out here, qualifies in P5. Sean Jacobs qualifies in the 6th position of the 24 car. The 56 of Gordon Carter qualifies 7th. John Stanley, Staple Gun Stanley, in the 12 qualifies in the 8th position. And Givaldo Spindola qualifies in 9th in the 68 car. These guys are now headed to the warm-up session. And as always, let's see, man. I'm gonna get my pick in here. Gotta get my pick in here. And I picked this before qualifications, just to be full disclosure. Before the qualifying results, I picked Ed Palumbo, Crazy Eddie Palumbo, the number 54 car, to win this race tonight. Well, I think that's a good pick. I think a pretty good one. Come on, really. He's got a lot of wins under his belt. Hey, Britsky Novar in here. Gilmar Pachotto. Hopefully that was you today in the server. Getting some practice in. Britsky Novar, good to see you, Ritsky. One of our great Indonesian drivers. With Gilmar, one of our great Brazilian drivers as well. Speaking of great Brazilian driver, how about this guy out here on the track right now getting some warm-up laps in? That's Givaldo in the Chevy, number 68 car. So keep your eye on Givaldo tonight, man. When he gets that car, works his way up through traffic, and it just seems like like one lap there is a little. He gets into a little bit of trouble and gets some damage And it seems like that hurts him, but man, I'll tell you what, that car has been fast, so keep your eyes on him. If everything falls into place, you can see that 68 car in victory lane here tonight. Well, good to see Eugene out here. He's drafted a little bit with Givaldo. Eugene top on the grid here in the warm-up session in 84. One of our great Russian drivers. And he is out here. He's up early in the morning to race with us. How about that? Eugene Fedorov in the 84 car. Got about 7 minutes left to go in the warm-up session. Preston Hassel in the 27. Got to really keep him in the conversation about winning this race tonight, man. This guy is really, really good at tracks that, lend itself to a little bit of aggressive driving. This guy, he's good everywhere, but I think he excels at some of these types of tracks here. He gets some good side-by-side racing here, takes some risks. You see how the 27 fares tonight. Tony Furtado in the 9. Another one of our great old HORL old guard drivers. I didn't say old twice in one sentence, did I? I meant one of our HORL old guard drivers. There we go. Let's do it that way. Tony Furtado. He might be a little bit old. I mean, you have to ask him. I'm not making a claim one way or the other. I think I'm older than he is, so. Let's take a look at the schedule. Next week, we'll be at North Wilkesboro Speedway, a great track, 135-lap race, that short track. It's short, it's flat, it's tight, and there's going to be a little bit of aggressive driving, I think, at this track coming up next week. November the 14th, and just before Thanksgiving we'll be at Pocono Raceway, the Tricky Triangle there on November the 21st, and finishing out the first half of the season at Indy, my home, 70-lap race there from on November the 28th. Gordon Carter getting some practice pitting here in the 56. The driver definitely in the conversation to bring home a victory here tonight. A lot of guys here starting to ponder, get the last minute, I should say, get some last minute adjustments made before they go green here. We got about 3 minutes left to go in the warm-up session. Saturday Night Thunder will be back in action on tomorrow night, November the 8th. Race number 4 of the season. Season number 3. It's a 90-lap race from Michigan. How about that, man? Michigan, we haven't been there in a long time, but the next gen Saturday Night Thunder, this series has been going on since 2001. That's right, 2001. Started off doing some pickup races on a Friday night or Saturday nights, and then ended up being the Saturday Night Thunder, man. Kind of moved around a little bit, but pretty much intact. Couple minutes left to go in a warm-up. Already got my pick in. Crazy Eddie Palumbo. You see right down there, it's official. Crazy Eddie Palumbo in the 54. Out there getting some laps in. Mellow yellow sponsor machine. So keep your eye on at Palumbo. And again, thank you so much for joining me here on the YouTube channel. Please hit that thumbs up button, subscribe if you haven't done so, smash the bell, and share my videos with all your friends. Any social media platform where you can share YouTube videos, you're more than welcome to share mine. So we'll get some more people out. Thanks to all the new subscribers, all the people who've been here from the beginning, and everybody in between. I really appreciate the support here at TurnLeftTV. Well, winding it down, baby. Those last few laps in here, and this is Kentucky tonight's race number 2 of the season, a 100-lap race, and it should be a blast. I'm your host, Heath Johnson, and we about ready to get this party started, huh?
I just got 3 things to say. God bless our troops. God bless America. And gentlemen, start your engine!
Alrighty! Let's take a look at the starting order here tonight at Kentucky. And Palumbo in the 54 starts in P1. Tony Furtado in the 9 starts in the 2nd position. Dana Grover will start 3rd in that Toyota at number 89. The Ford of 27 of Preston Hassel will start in P4. P5 will be Eugene Fedorov in the 84. Sean Jacobs starts in the 6th position in that 24 car. Gordon Carter starts 7th in the 56. And John Stanley in the 12 starts in P8. P9 will be Givaldo Spindola. And the late join is Dennis Udichin in the 47. He'll start in P10. We'll let Palumbo gets the pole position here today, and my pick to win the race, of course. Let's take a look at the race keys here. Braking. It is important here. There's a lot of room to race here, but setting that car up, that's a big deal. And also managing your tires through the corners. It's kind of enticing to hit those corners really, really aggressively, but that'll burn up the tires. Rule that side-by-side racing. Make sure you get good corner exit, and then find a rhythm here at Kentucky. And Palumbo in the 54 will lead the field to take the green flag. Pace car is off here at Kentucky. Otto on the outside, couple old guard HORL guys there side by side in the front row.
Green flag, go,
Green,
go,
green,
go.
green here at Kentucky. Good start there by the 54. Good jump there on the start. For the 54, Ed Palumbo clears that 9 car, and now you see Dana Grover in the 3rd position, giving it a peek. Now Tony Furtado going to the high side. Ed Palumbo going to lead lap 1. And he has got a strong car there, man. Tony Furtado running in the 2nd position, just behind Ed Palumbo. On board here with Tony Furtado. He's running behind Ed Palumbo. You see a lot of room to race here at Kentucky, man. Need a little drafting. So Furtado in the 9. Those guys starting to walk away a little bit. Dana Grover running in the 3rd position in that 89 car. Dennis Schudertson starting to make some noise. Dennis Schudertson starting to make some noise here as he gets around both Sean Jacobs and the 56 of Gordon Carter. So the 47 car, a little bit of a late join, did not qualify. Started in the back, but already up to the 7th position. One of our great Ukrainian drivers, sails from the great city of Kharkiv. Schudertson down to the inside, slamming the door on that 24 car. 24 gets around Gordon Carter. That was a move by Dennis Schudertson. Go on board here with the 24 as he's battling that 56, and he has a good run, but Dennis Schudertson says, I don't think so. 47 holding on to that spot. We got a battle for the race lead here. Look at this, Tony Furtado to the inside of Ed Palumbo. Tony Furtado in the 9. He was hanging out behind Ed Palumbo for a little while, now has taken the race lead. That Chevrolet, little ally sponsor there on the bottom with the number 9, but he goes to the high side. That's going to give some room for Ed Palumbo, who goes back down to the bottom side. So Ed Palumbo now says, I let you lead a lap. I'm going to go back up front. I don't know if that was a little conversation they had or not, but Furtado now, just as soon as he got around Palumbo eased back by, but Furtado did get a lap lead out of that deal. Remember, Schudertson had gotten around Sean Jacobs. Jacobs now trying this high side in the 24. Kubota sponsored machine. Great Pennsylvania driver right here, battling the king of Kharkiv. The 24 getting back by. Sean Jacobs now moving back to the 7th position as Schudertson falling back to P8. Take a look at Dana Grover. Grover running in the 3rd position. He's been kind of hanging out a little bit, watching those guys get up in front of him, get a little racy. And Grover, he has, we know him to have a really, really good car late in the run. So he's good at saving tires, changing the strategy throughout the course of the race. So keep your eye on this 89 car. Supposed to be racing for home tonight, not racing the Trax VR paint scheme, running the Fireball Flash paint scheme. And 84 of Eugene Fedorov working his way up here as well. Eugene Fedorov running in the 4th position. He has made some moves, man. They're getting racy up front. Take a look at Givaldo Spindle in the 63 car. He is battling the 27 of Preston Hassel. Givaldo here starting to move around a little bit. He's gotten around Preston Hassel. Those guys have swapped positions a couple times. And looking out the front of Givaldo's machine, right there, just in front, Eugene Fedorov smash here on the back of that car. That's funny. I think he's a drummer too, so that's maybe got a double meaning. Smash the cymbal. There you go. What do they call them? Crash cymbals or something like that? We'll call it a smash cymbal. Here we go. Givaldo massaging that throttle through the corner. They are starting to get racy right here in the middle of the pack. Tony Furtado in this pack, and he's seen. Oh boy! Woo, boy, that got a little dicey right there as Givaldo drifted up the track, and those guys almost got together, but Givaldo making some room and gets by. Now Furtado dropping back a little bit. As Givaldo gets by, Tony Furtado has lost a couple positions on that high side. Maybe pushed his car a little bit too much, or maybe just letting these guys go, but he's lost a couple positions. Holy Toledo. Let's take a look at this pass. As Givaldo going down to the bottom side there, Furtado up on the high side. And these guys, oh man, you can barely squeeze a piece of paper between the two of those guys. And Givaldo on the move. He's now up to the third position. How about that? So Givaldo up to P3. Now working on the back of Dana Grover. As Preston Hassel in this mix as well. Preston Hassel running in the fourth position. He's now taking that high side. Is he going to work with Dana? Now he drops down to the bottom side. You see Sean Jacobs coming, so he tries to figure out, oh man, this is getting racy here. This is getting racy. We got 4 cars up here just mixing it up right now. This is what Kentucky's all about. Preston Hassel running in P4 as he got up alongside of Givaldo. Oh, there's contact right there between the 24 and the 27. 24 to the 27 got together. Wow. Let's take a look here. A little bit of a replay. As you watch the 24 and the 27. 24, 27 get together right there through the corner. Woo, boy. And Eugene Fedorov had a ringside seat for that. Watch this. Going into the corner here. Watch this. Eugene Fedorov. His eyes got as big as saucers as he saw that happening right in front of him. Holy Toledo. Eugene Fedorov had a ringside seat for this. Watch this again. Oh! The boulder there, he said, I'm going to mow your yard for you, baby. And a Castle sponsor machine. A little bit of a little scrape on that right side. And Palumbo doesn't want anything to do with that. He is 2 seconds up on these boys. He's missing all the fun. Oh, yellow sponsor number 54, Ed Palumbo in command right now here on lap 15. Now lap 16. A lot of racing to go, but these guys are getting after it early on. Look at this, Eugene Fedorov and the 47 of Dennis Junichin with Gordon Carter, John Stanley. Big wad of cars there. And that is 6th, 7th, 8th, and 9th. Oh, man, they're 3 wide. Boy, Gordon Carter gave it a peek on that inside line. The good thing he didn't go down there because they would have, they might have wrecked. Running out of room here, but that 56 car is going to use that opening made by the 47, and he's going to take some more. He's going to get around the 47 car, down to the inside. The 56 high place moving Chevy. Picking up a spot there. Looking out of the back of his car, it's getting racy right there. Eugene Fedorov and Dennis Junichin. These guys have been swapping positions. Oh, there's contact right there. Eugene Fedorov and Dennis Junichin making some contact. Wow. Take a look at the replay here. Got a little bit of contact there. The 84 and the 47. Spicy. It's Todd Robillard joining us in the chat session. Holy smokes. 56, Gordon Carter down to the inside of Givaldo. Givaldo in the 68 went out, got like gangbusters here. He's dropping back here, back to P6. And Palumbo continued to lead. A 1.7 second lead for Palumbo. That has diminished, and Dana Grover is closing the gap. It was over 2 seconds. Preston Hassel there pushing the issue. Maybe this drafting somewhat has allowed these guys to close back in. Preston Hassel looks like he's in a hurry right now. Fireball flash number 89. Sorry about there, I almost said 47. Or 89. That is Dana Grover, hailing from Canada. I'm not exactly sure. I should probably know where. I need to put down below the names. I need to have where they're from, what city and country they're from. How about that? So the 89, Dana Grover. Well, he's from Canada, somewhere up there in Canada. Calgary, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. So Dana Grover in the Toyota is in P2. How about John Stanley, man? He's been able to sit back here and take it all in, but now he is starting to move up a little bit. Getting around Givaldo, down P7 for that Tim Horton sponsor machine. With our great Canadian drivers, a little bit further east in Canada than where we would find Dana Grover. So, John Stanley in the Tim Hortons, number 12, running in P7. Gordon Carter, Sean Jacobs here having a little bit of a disagreement right now. Sean Jacobs on the high side, and Gordon Carter getting by. You see now trying to close in on Preston Hassel. So Gordon Carter showing some strength here on the back half of this run. He's looking a little racy as now Sean Jacobs, he's got some boys in his zip code now. Looks like Eugene Fedorov in the 84, the 12 of John Stanley closing in at a Kubota sponsor machine. And it looks like 24 maybe have taken some damage there on that contact earlier with Preston Hassel. Right now, Jacobs has dropped back to the 7th position. Gordon Carter now closing in on Preston Hassel. We were talking about him just a moment ago. Preston Hassel in that 27 on the high side is Gordon Carter in the 56, now taking over P3. Gordon Carter on the move here on lap 24. And Palumbo is still leading. Has jumped up back up to about 2.8 second gap. We'll say about 2.5 second gap there for Ed Palumbo on Dana Grover. But Grover has got some company here. Gordon Carter closing in. There's Dana Grover, and you see Gordon Carter just behind him in the 56 car. And I am hearing some clamoring on the radio about coming down pit lane, and Dana Grover has indicated he will be making a pit stop. This is an interesting time of the race, too, when guys start making pit stops that maybe not have practiced them during the practice session, a warm-up session, and you see the Fireball Flash number 89 car coming down pit lane, and this is ripe for people spinning out, coming off the track. So, there's a lot of room to move here at Kentucky, so we do have our first car on pit lane, and that is Dana Grover. Gordon Carter is our race leader. Take a look at Dana Grover as he completes his pit stop here on lap 26. Now lap 27, looks like Gordon Carter is going to be coming in this time by. So Dana Grover finishing up 4 tires and fuel. So Gordon Carter is indicating he's coming down pit lane this time by. On board here with him as he jumps off the track. A little bit of a conservative exit off the track too. Does not want to get caught speeding. Doesn't want to spin out. And on pit lane is Gordon Carter, our race leader. As Gordon Carter gets 4 tires in fuel. We'll jump back up here with Ed Palumbo, who's led the most laps, and a lot of these guys on these pit sequences, different pit strategies. Ed Palumbo in the 54 came in a little bit earlier. So that's going to be interesting. Some of these guys stretching the fuel, maybe thinking long-term here, fuel mileage race. We've been caution-free so far as Ed Palumbo is our leader. You see Gordon Carter now coming back out on track, and he will rejoin the racing surface, I think, in P4. So it looks like we got everybody on and off pit lane. Not too many problems. No caution flag. That's good news. Good to see Todd Robillard in here joining us. One of our longtime HORL guys, man. Living over on that East Coast. I always forget. I know you used to live in Rhode Island, but I can't remember exactly where you moved to now. Maybe New Hampshire, somewhere like that. You'll tell me, I'm sure. Good to see Todd in here. Getting spicy out there. That's right. Eddie Palumbo, about a 4.5 second lead on the field. Dana Grover, after pit stops, has come back out in the second position. So a bit of work to do. Still Rhode Island. There you go. Givaldo diving down to the inside. You see, after pit stops, these guys, a little bit different strategies, man. Some of them pit a little bit later, a little bit better tires. We know Givaldo's pretty strong in the beginning of the run, but seems to falls off. It falls off a little bit on the later runs. And you know, that's nothing against him. It's just different strategies. Some guys like to be really, really fast at the beginning of the run. Some guys, you know, like to be fast in the later run and a little bit of patience there as far as saving tires. So different strategies. But Givaldo right now is running in the 8th position. That 68 car. Behind him is the 47 of Dennis Judichin. John Stanley off the pace there. I think he might have had come down pit lane, I believe. Look, maybe John Stanley might have had to make a pit stop here, another pit stop. And he is on pit lane, and I think he's had to come back down pit lane. Man. And that is true. There he is, John Stanley coming back down pit lane, maybe getting a speeding penalty there. So it is getting word from race control that John Stanley and Tim Horton-sponsored Ford spun out, and they got caught speeding, I believe. So, wow. Not good news there for him. Four-and-a-half-second lead for Ed Palumbo. Dana Grover runs into second position in the 89, the Toyota. Got a Chevy, a Toyota, a Chevy, and a Ford, and then another Chevy in the top 5. So 3 Chevys, 1 Ford, and 1 Toyota in the top 5. Gordon Carter started a little bit further back in the field, and he has worked his way up to P3. He has Eugene Fedorov just behind him in the 4th position. Eugene, been a while since we've seen him on the track. Good to see Eugene out here. And Eugene, you know he's always competitive. This guy can get in anything and make it competitive too. So Eugene Fedorov right now making this stock car, this Xfinity car competitive, and he's running in the 4th position. Sean Jacobs has a little bit of a mixed bag here tonight, but he finds himself running in the 5th position. There was some pretty hard racing there in the first maybe 15 laps or so. 24 Kubota-sponsored Chevy is in P5. Rounding out that top 5, you see just behind him John Stanley. Now John Stanley is 1 lap down. Preston Hassel in the 27, running in P7, or excuse me, P6. Had some problems getting on to pit lane. Man, he spun and now finds himself back to P6. I'll tell you what, if you're spinning and you come out after pit stops and you're still on the lead lap and cracking close to cracking the top 5, you better count that as a win right there. So Preston Hassel, McCaskill-sponsored Ford, in spite of the problems, finds himself here still in contention. He's got a little work to do. I mean, let's be honest, he's 17 seconds back to the race leader. R54, where are you? That's going back. That's before our time, Todd. You know that. We saw reruns of that. Take a look here, man. Look at this. Dennis Julichin and Givaldo Spindler, they are battling it out. Running for the 8th position. They're side by side. Givaldo on the high side to 47. Dennis Julichin in the Toyota is on the bottom side here. Good little battle. Good little battle. Oh, wow. That got a little contact, a little chippy right there with the 47 and the 68. It's hard to keep that car down on the bottom line, man. You don't realize, too, how wide this track is. There's a lot of room to race, and I think Givaldo might have a little bit of damage. He might have some damage. If we can go by and see this again, there might have been a little contact. Givaldo to this inside, or excuse me, the outside line, and Dennis down on the inside, and right there comes up the track, and there's contact. So the 47 gaining that spot up to P8. Givaldo back to the 9th position. They didn't spin out. Well, Ed Palumbo, the leader. That lead has diminished, however. Remember, it was up to about 4.5 seconds-ish. Now it's down to approaching 3 seconds. It's Gordon Carter on the move. Gordon Carter, a little bit different pit strategy. Good late in the run. Starting to close in on Ed Palumbo. 3.3 second gap between the 54 and the 56. We'll see that 1v1 battle between the 54 and the 56. Kind of get an idea of where they are. So about 3.5 now. Well, it was about 3.2, so it's sort of hovered around about 3.5-ish. Can't glean a lot out of that right now. You don't know what the strategy is from either one of these guys. I mean, Gordon might be trying to really push his car. Ed might be laying off a little bit, saving some fuel, saving some tires, or vice versa. I mean, so not hearing anything out of the crew there, so don't know what the strategies are, and that might be by design. Because Ed Palumbo in the Mellow Yellow sponsor machine looking to try to bring home the victory as we're approaching halfway here on lap 44, scheduled to go 100 laps here tonight. Numbers are a little bit lower tonight. We've just changed times. We fell back in time, so now we're 2 hours ahead of our South American contingent. We do have Givaldo out here tonight, but that definitely is a tough break. We start at 9 o'clock qualifications. That's 11 o'clock there, so that's definitely affected, who can race. And, it's a shame that we keep going through this all the time. It really is. Now working our way to almost 4 seconds. Right there for Ed Palumbo. Look at this battle here. Dennis Judichin starting to make some moves. Picking up P7, getting around Tony Furtado. Now, Tony Furtado started up front, and it's been a little bit of a quiet night here for him. He is now running in the 8th position as Dennis Judichin makes his way around. So, Tony Furtado in the 9. Running in P8. Now up about almost 4.5 seconds there for Ed Palumbo. Gordon Carter running in that second position in the 56 car, kind of out there by himself right now. 2 seconds-ish separate him in P3. Dana Grover, what did I say, 2 seconds? It's changed. How about a second and a half? Come on. Doing a lot, man. So about 1.5 second gap there between the 56 and the 84. That is Eugene Fedorov. He's gotten around Dana Grover. And we'll go back here and take a look at that pass. As Eugene Fedorov starting to show some muscle here, man. Moving up, gets around Dana Grover. And Grover came down pit lane. That was the deal with him. So Dana Grover on pit lane. So interesting with the 89 car. A little bit of an early pit stop. Maybe doing some math there, huh? Could be. And it looks like the 54, the race leader, Ed Palumbo, coming down pit lane. So car 54, where are you? I'm on pit lane right now. I'm on pit lane. And that's going to get the race lead back to the 56. So Ed Palumbo is on pit lane here on lap 52. Tony Furtado going by after making a pit stop. Fresher tires, and the 56 is coming down pit lane as well. So Ed Palumbo and Gordon Carter now on pit lane. And that may just give the race lead to Eugene Fedorov. No, he's coming down pit lane as well. Sean Jacobs want a little taste of the race lead. Sean Jacobs, our race leader, getting some laps led points. Different pit strategies. 24. Looking big picture here as far as points championship. It could come down to, hey, you led laps in every race, that type of thing. You get those bonus points, and that could be a big difference maker. So Sean Jacobs, the race leader, here on lap 54 as you see the 56 car coming back out on track. So the 24 now indicating he's going to be coming down pit lane. And this will be interesting on board here with Sean Jacobs. See down on the bottom side of the 56. So Sean Jacobs at the wheel. He's going to be making a pit stop here. You can see how dicey this can be, man. It's not one of the harder ones, but it can it can really trick you in being too aggressive and getting caught speeding, because that timing line does come up fast. So Sean Jacobs hopefully navigating that all right. Haven't heard anything about the speeding thing. And we'll keep our eyes and ears peeled for Sean Jacobs. Preston Hassel is back on pit lane. Some damage to his machine. So something went on with Preston Hassel. He's back on pit lane. So something going on there. It's indicated there was some contact with the wall. So the 27 car on pit lane, and contact with the wall, damage, and getting that repaired. I missed the cue on that one. Didn't really hear anything out of Preston Hassel through that pit sequence. We'll take a look here. This is a little bit of a replay. And he said he had trouble getting onto pit lane. So watching Preston Hassel's. Hopefully we'll get his pit sequence here. He's having trouble pitting, and it indicated he had trouble pitting all night long. And may have spun getting onto pit lane or hit the wall. Now Palumbo, the race leader, has got now a 10-second lead over Gordon Carter and Dana Grover. This guy's 10 seconds back. So we don't see anything there, but Preston had indicated that he spun, so we definitely missed that. Webb Palumbo on and off pit lane has been fantastic tonight. 54 Mellow Yellow sponsored Chevy, one of our New York drivers. 60 laps in, or approaching lap 60, and he's led a lot of laps here tonight. Got a big lead, although Gordon Carter is starting to chip into that just a little bit. Tony Furtado back on the lead lap, but that may change here pretty soon. He is the tail end of the lead lap, about 30 seconds down. As you see Preston Hassel running behind him. John Stanley as well. Preston Hassel running in the 7th position. Tony Furtado is in P6, so that is 4th position. Hassel is the last car on the lead lap. Dennis Shudichin in our lucky dog spot. John Stanley one lap down in that Tim Horton sponsored machine. Looking around, a couple Fords there, not racing 4th position. Gordon Carter now closing in on a Dana Grover. Here on lap 61, Gordon Carter at 56 gets around Dana Grover. Carter now up to P2. Dana Grover falling back to the 3rd position. No, man, a couple of drivers there from Canada. Maybe they'll work together. But then you do have a Chevy and a Toyota. Gordon Carter seemed to have a little bit better late run car. 56 Car kind of lays back a little bit and then flips the switch and starts gaining positions in a hurry. So he is running in P2. Preston Hassel was complaining about the damage on his car. It doesn't look too bad to me. And apparently doesn't feel too bad to him because he's picked up a spot, gotten around Tony Furtado, and Preston Hassel now back to the 6th position. Tony Furtado is in P7. See John Stanley following the 27 in. John Stanley is running in 10th, 1 lap down. Dennis Uniterton is in the lucky dog spot, racing beside Eugene Fedorov. And Dennis should not be in any huge hurry, I don't think. Didn't want to get lapped, but he is the lucky dog. Well, now he's not the lucky dog, as maybe he needs to be in a hurry. As the 9 now falling a lap down. Tony Furtado running behind Ed Palumbo is the lucky dog position. So Ed Palumbo leading the field, that 54 car. Take a look at Givaldo in the 68. Been kind of a quiet night here. We've been caution-free here, lap 65. Quiet night there. He had a pretty interesting beginning of the race, but it has been pretty quiet since then. And he's out there getting some good points, running in the 9th position. That's Givaldo, one of our great Brazilian drivers. And Palumbo starting to roll up on some traffic here as you see John Stanley in the 12 just ahead. Kind of get an idea where these guys are, 6th and 10th. And Ed Palumbo going down to the bottom side as John Stanley gives him a lot of room. And the Mello Yellow sponsored Chevy getting around John Stanley, putting him two laps down, now working on the back of Preston Hassel's machine. On board here with Ed Palumbo. The headless Ed Palumbo. There you go. Oh, where'd he go? Oh, this game is funny, man. Is Ed Palumbo now getting by Preston Hassel? Not for position. Preston Hassel now 1 lap down in the lucky dog spot at 27. Tony Furtado might have made contact with that outside wall. Saw that car going up to the high side there, and it looked like he might have made some contact with the wall. Well, he was awfully close to that outside wall. Right here, it does look like he hits it. Go back here and sorry, I got to do it this way. And look at this. Whoa, Nelly. That'll rattle your cage right there. The 9 does get into the outside wall. And now Furtado is on pit lane. We go back to live. Tony Furtado making a pit stop, getting some damage repaired to that machine. Holy smokes. That was a pretty decent lick there too. As Furtado now finishing up his pit stop, coming back out on track as Ed Palumbo continuing to lead here on lap 70. We have been caution-free. Like I said, there's a lot of room to race here. You do have to be careful coming back off the track off pit lane, off that apron, up onto the track, because it can be deceptive. It's a fairly flat track, but man, that transition from the apron to the track can be dicey. Can break the car loose and spin out. Tony Furtado not fazed by that. He's able to get back out, and he's running in P10. Not the night I don't think he or I think he wanted, but he's out here thinking big picture, man. This is only race 2 of the season. A lot of races to go. Points could matter here at the end. You know, very, very tight points battle with some of these guys, and every spot counts. Gordon Carter running in the second position. He's 10 seconds back in that 56. So as this race has gone on, Ed Palumbo has just, you know, he's sort of come back to him a little bit, but in this run, it doesn't look like that's happening. So Gordon Carter running in the second position. He's about 11 and a half seconds down in P2. Dana Grover running in the third position. Eugene Fedorov fourth. Sean Jacobs running in P5. Hey, don't forget to support Claudio Bardelli Jr.'s Sober Tom podcast, one of our great race buddies here at TurnLeftTV and High Octane Racing League. And he has a podcast there on YouTube. So youtube.com/@Sober Tom Podcast. All things music there at the Sober Tom podcast. So check him out. One of our great friends. Eugene Fedorov having a good night, running in the fourth position in his first race out in quite a while. So good to see Eugene out tonight, and he is making it happen here in P4. A good run for Eugene. Dana Grover on pit lane. So is Preston Hassel. Now Hassel having some trouble here with some damage. 84 indicating he's going to be coming down pit lane. So Eugene Fedorov going to make a pit stop here on lap 77. You can see it's fast coming off pit lane, but this pit line comes up fast, man. Really does come up pretty quickly. Easy to speed here. As Fedorov is on pit lane. Ed Palumbo indicating he's going to be coming down pit lane this time. So our race leader on pit lane as well. Fedorov in the fourth position in that Ford on pit lane. Got to be good here on pit lane, man. Sam Palumbo ducking into that top spot. Four tires and fuel. The dash to the finish, man. Some guys might be doing 2 tires. Gain some time. Jacobs still out on the track. He's looking to get some laps led, and Sean Jacobs. No, it looks like he's out on the. He's on pit lane now. Take that back. So Sean Jacobs in the 24 car on pit lane as Ed Palumbo rejoins the racing surface. Kind of take a look at the schedule here as we're winding down the laps at Kentucky. Next week we'll be at North Wilkesboro Speedway, 135 lap race there. Pocono coming up on November the 21st, and finishing out the first half of the season will be at Indianapolis Motor Speedway on November the 28th. So 2 big tracks there on the 21st and the 28th to finish out the first half of the season. Look at the back half there too. We got the Frosty 200 on December the 19th, and then a little bit of a fun race, non-points race there the day after Christmas at Memphis. And then Texas finishing it out. But interesting with California and Nazareth too on that back half. So interesting back half of the season here in the Bushwhackers in season number 5, 2025. At Palumbo, less than 20 to go for him as he's getting around the 12th. Eugene Fedorov now, like I said, he was running in the 4th position. Sean Jacobs running in 5th. Eutychin is in the 6th position. We'll take a look at John Stanley now running in 6th. Looks like Eutychin might be on pit lane. That's how quickly things can change, man. I click on the guy's name and he's already on pit lane. So John Stanley in the 12. He is running in the 7th position, 1 lap down. And he's coming down pit lane. Ed Palumbo, the leader, 83 laps in. Been a solid night here for him. And we've been caution-free as well. Keep our fingers crossed. That continues. Gordon Carter's a great night here. He's 11 seconds back, running in the 2nd position at 56 car. I think this track, you know, when you look at that disparity there between Palumbo and Carter, you know, both of them are great race car drivers, but I think the strategy plays out a little bit differently depending on how you have to drive this car early on. And I think Ed Palumbo was pretty conservative on his approach here to the first half of the race, and the back half he sort of stretches it out. And then as we go through pit stops on and off pit lane, laser focus there, gaining a few seconds, precious seconds, and stretching it out even more. So, you know, we just keep chipping away there, maybe in chunks. Chipping away there, keeping it in chunks there, and extended that lead up into the double digits. Getting some word that Dennis Eutychin is out of the race. So something's happened to Dennis Eutychin. Looks like he's dropped connection there. Anything can happen there for him. We always praying for Dennis Eutychin, man. He lives in Kharkiv, about 30 miles from the Russian border, and it does look like he has lost his connection there. So he knows they might be having missile attacks there. It's like every night for Kharkiv. Imagine sitting down to race like 2 o'clock in the morning and you're getting hit by missiles. I just can't fathom that. You know, always praying for Dennis each and every day. I think about Dennis and what he may be going through there, and his people too, and just hope everybody, you know, kind of goes back to go home, be with their family, and live a long, happy life here. So just pray that everything is, you know, going to end soon. Dennis, one of our favorite brothers here, man. I've known Dennis for a long time. Great guy. And just likes to come out and race with us, man. Just try to keep things normal. He goes and repairs power stations. that have been destroyed. Well, obviously he's been very busy. '54, Ed Palumbo, the leader. Here on lap 89, is he getting around Tony Furtado? Furtado back to the 7th position. Furtado kind of dealing with a little bit of a banged up race car. He's running into 7th position. He got into the wall, got some damage to the car. The car has really not felt the same since. Hoping to salvage the points here. He's running in 7th. Maybe a chance for him. Granted, he's going to need a little help with some bad luck on some of the other drivers there, but maybe trying to crack into that top 5. But right now in the 7th position. Ten laps to go for Ed Palumbo. Looking pretty solid there for him. Pretty sure, unless there's a late race caution, I think last thing I think he wants to see is a late race caution flag. This lead that he has. Dana Grover in the 89 running in that 3rd position. But he had some pretty good battles there early on, but things have kind of stabilized for him as they have, really everybody on the track. He's running in the 3rd position. Good points night here so far for Dana Grover, the 89. He's always cognizant of that chance to win a championship. We're early on, and, these types of finishes here with, a top 3, maybe a win or 2, definitely top 5 finishes. Those are the kinds of finishes that keep you in the hunt for a championship. So Fireball Flash, number 89, maybe looking at big picture here. And I think he's definitely one of those guys you keep in the conversation about winning a championship here in the Buschwackers Series. Hard to do. Eugene Fedorov, man, I'll tell you what, if we could get him out every weekend, you talk about somebody who could vie for a championship. This 84 car could be a factor. Running in the top 5 here tonight, man, in the Ford. So Eugene Fedorov running in the 4th position. Sean Jacobs always looking for a championship. He is on the lead lap, a little bit back there, but psychologically wants to stay on that lead lap. Certainly wouldn't need to rely on the lucky dog position. Preston Hassel in that lucky dog in the 6th spot right now. So the 24 running in the top 5. And Palumbo in the 54 here on lap 95. 6 laps to go. Smooth sailing for him, I think. He's just thinking to himself, please do not cause a caution flag. I had a feeling, of course the race is not over, but I had a feeling this race was going to have a green flag field. You get a little bit of a lighter field. We had the time change. Some of the guys might have forgotten. Some of the guys might be, it's way too late for me. I know some of our Brazilian brothers there, it's +2 for them, and that's really tough. 5 laps to go, and Ed Palumbo says, hey, I'll take the win. Let's go. Mellow Yellow sponsored Chevy has been solid all night long. And not a lot of really hard racing back there in the pack to bring out a caution flag with some of these other guys may have needed. I think the first half of the race they kept serve really, but the back half of the race, the 54, like I said, he just accumulated each time on and off pit lane. Accumulated a few seconds there. Staying out of trouble, letting guys know when they go when they're they've pitted and they have fresher tires. He just lets them go. No, racing hard there. So saving the stuff and trying to avoid any potential catastrophes at this point. 97 or lap 97 about to be in the books. Tony Furtado is indicating he's going to be coming down pit lane. So the late race pit stop here for the 9. This is interesting. This is interesting here. I did not expect to see that. So the 9 on pit lane here on lap 98. I don't know whether he's out of gas or what, but wow, an untimely caution flag, pit stop for our 7th place car. And he doesn't have enough fuel. He's out of fuel. He is out of fuel. Tony Furtado here on now lap 99. Got 2 laps to go. Is out of fuel. That is devastating. Maybe he didn't get that can of fuel in there. All of it had a few drops left. Ed Palumbo here with 2 laps to go. Does not want to see a caution flag come out. Now, if Tony would have ran out of gas on the track, a caution flag would have came out. Ed Palumbo now crossing the start-finish line here for his final lap. Furtado now back out on the track, but that was devastating. He lost a position there. Wow. Well, Ed Palumbo down the backstretch. A lot of room here for that Mellow Yellow sponsor machine. The 54 New York native. Mellow Yellow for everybody here at Victory Lane as he rounds the final quarter. And the 54 of Ed Palumbo is going to take the victory here at Kentucky. Wow. Good run there for Ed Palumbo. So a big win for the Mellow Yellow crew. Race number 2 and the 54 already in the books with a victory. Would be another championship run for this 54 car. So congratulations to Ed Palumbo on getting the win. And a good race all in all, caution free. And who'd I pick to win this race tonight? I picked Crazy Eddie Palumbo to win this race. That's right. Yes. Hey, man, you know. Well, they say a clock's right twice a day. Something like that. I don't remember what that saying is, but even a broken clock is right twice a day. There we go. That's my guess to win this race was Ed Palumbo in the 54, and what a great race he had. Holy Toledo. Dominating. So big win for Ed Palumbo. Let's take a look at the race results here at Kentucky. Ed Palumbo on that 54 gets the big win. Gordon Carter finishes in that 2nd position. Dana Grover finishes in P3. Eugene Fedorov, good top 5 run there for him, finished in the 4th position. Sean Jacobs finished in 5th. Preston Hassel finished in the 6th position. John Stanley, a couple Fords there, finished in the 7th position in the 12th. Tony Furtado finishes in 8th in that Chevy. A bit of bad luck there for him late in the race. Givaldo Spindola finishes in the 9th position in 68. The 47 of Dennis Juderson, I think might have had some connection issues, finishes in P10. Ed Palumbo gets the big win here at Kentucky, and we'll see if we can't get him in victory lane here with us. What a good job there for we'll adjust that image there just a little bit. So congratulations to Ed Palumbo. A big win there for him. All right, Ed Palumbo joining us up here in the booth. And, man, I'll tell you what, the 54 car lightning fast here tonight. Looked like you were a little conservative there in the first half of the run, but just each and every lap you gained a little bit, but also on and off pit lane seemed to be locked in tonight. Talk about how that race went for you.
Yeah, I was conservative, trying to conserve fuel. I don't know how long it could actually go. So, I got to mute somebody.
It's all right, I can't hear him.
Yeah, okay. That's better. I had somebody whispering in my ear. Yeah, it was like I said, I was being conservative at the beginning. I didn't know how long anybody else was going to run. I knew I had to get at least 25 laps. And then after that, pretty much hammered down mostly. Still trying to save tires, though. The mellow yellow Chevrolet was, and I emphasize Chevrolet, was fast tonight. And
yeah, it looked like, some guys had some trouble getting on and off pit lane. I mean, I think it's deceptive here at Kentucky. It's flat, it's wide. You're coming down pit lane, you carry a little bit more speed, you get caught speeding. And it seems like the timing line comes up pretty fast as well.
yeah, it can. I think a lot of that's the brake bias thing. If you move the bias back and you forget to put it back forward, you can spin out that very easily there. I was slowing it down and keeping it in third at I think third gear at $3,000, 3,000 RPM. I mean, I could do 4,000 RPM, but it's a better chance of speeding if you just flip that throttle too much and you hit 51 and you get busted. So I was using third gear to hit 3,000 RPM, and it kept me right at 50. It was perfect.
Well, next week we've got a very different track headed our way. That's North Wilkesboro, 135 laps on that short track. It's flat, it's mean, it's tight racing. Man, what's the outlook for you there? What's the strategy for you there at North Wilkesboro?
My strategy is to remember the darn track. Do we run there a lot? I don't know.
Yeah, we since the track was put out there, we've run it like every second season or so.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't really, remember. These other tracks have been running so long. North Wilkesboro, I don't even remember it. We'll see.
All I gotta do is say short track, Ed. You know what the deal is.
Yeah.
Little bump and run. Well, I picked you to win tonight, man. I picked Crazy Eddie
right?
Palumbo to win tonight. So, hey, what they say? The broken clock is right twice a day.
Twice a day, yeah. You made the right call there, I guess. I don't know what happened to the other guys. They were, I don't know. It's closest car was Gordon, but it was like 10 seconds behind or something. I don't even know.
Fast. Those guys were fast early on, and it just seemed like the farther we got into the race, those guys just kept losing a little bit of time each, like I said, on and off pit lane type situation.
Yeah, I noticed I was killing them on pit road.
Yeah,
I always practice
matters
a lot. I always practice, getting on and getting off without speeding. Where
not a bad idea.
I'm in the brake, trying to get in there as fast as you can, right?
Absolutely, not a bad idea there. Well, congratulations, man. Good victory here early on, and maybe another run for the points championship. So best of luck to you at North Wilkesboro and the rest of the season.
Oh, thanks. I wouldn't go that far in the championship, but I don't even remember the last time I was up in the booth of winning a race. So I'll take what I can get, though.
All right, man. Well, congrats, buddy.
All right.
So that's Ed Palumbo here joining us up in the booth, and man, he's got a lot of wins under his belt. Kind of being a little bit, kind of keeping it under, close to the vest there, so to speak, as far as maybe a run for the championship. But I think North Wilkesboro is a track that really favors, a guy like Ed Palumbo. He knows when to, get a little aggressive, and it's going to be tight racing, tight quarters, and you never know, man. This could be a very interesting race next week. There's only one way to find out, too, by the way, and that's tune in next week. Really like to see you guys out. Invite your friends, come out and check out TurnLeftTV. Boy, we got more racing headed your way this weekend. We will be at, where's my banner there? Wow, what happened? Here we go. We'll be at Michigan Speedway coming up tomorrow for race number 4 of the season, and that is a great track, man. Fast. We haven't been there in a long time. This series has been going on since 2001. That's right. Next Gen Series, Saturday Night Thunder. The Saturday Night Thunder, very storied program here, or I should say series here at High Octane Racing that goes back a long way, man. So race number 4, 90-lap race for Michigan. That's coming up tomorrow. Thank you so much for joining me here on the YouTube channel. Please hit that thumbs up button. Subscribe if you haven't done so. Always looking for those new subscribers, and then smash the bell. If you watch the race each and every week, man, please subscribe. That helps me out, gets the algorithm out there talking as well, and more people seeing the channel. Thanks to all those people who have subscribed, whether it be new, old, or somewhere in between. I really appreciate your support. And all the people that share the videos and hit the thumbs up. I really, really appreciate the support here at TurnLeftTV. Well, I'll tell you what, congratulations, Ed Palumbo. Big win there for him. Been a while since we've seen him in victory lane. The 54 Belly Yellow crew might be on their way to another championship. It's early. There's a lot of key players here, so we'll see how it goes. But I really appreciate everybody being out here and joining in on TurnLeftTV. That's going to do it for me tonight. Thank you so much. I am out of here.